Charlie Wilson's War, penned by George Crile III in 2003, delves into the captivating narrative of U.S. Representative Charlie Wilson and his pivotal role in supporting the Afghan mujahideen during the Soviet-Afghan War. With its subtitle, The Extraordinary Story of the Largest Covert Operation in History, the book highlights the clandestine maneuvers that shaped history, ultimately contributing to the downfall of the Soviet Union. Renowned as the paramount CIA endeavor, Crile's work illuminates the intricate dance of political power within the shadowy corridors of American governance. Commencing with a prologue set in 1993, where a 60-year-old Wilson receives accolades at Langley, the CIA headquarters, the narrative swiftly shifts to the past. In 1980, Congressman Wilson finds himself embroiled in Las Vegas escapades, aiming to support a fundraiser's daughter's acting aspirations and meet investors for his TV ventures. Amidst a haze of interactions, Wilson's dalliance in a luxurious hotel's hot tub, accompanied by cocaine and company, nearly derails his political career, scrutinized by the FBI. Simultaneously, the geopolitical landscape with the Soviet Union teeters on the brink of upheaval. The catalyst for Charlie Wilson's immersion in diplomatic dealings with the Soviets and Afghanistan stemmed from a segment on 60 Minutes featuring journalist Dan Rather. In a daring move, Rather infiltrates the war-torn terrain across the Pakistani border, delivering a sobering assessment of the CIA's support to the Afghan factions, deemed largely ineffective due to outdated armaments and scant resources. This report strikes a chord with Wilson, a fellow Texan, who is stirred by the resilience showcased by the Afghan fighters, reminiscent of the legendary stand at the Alamo. Disenchanted by what he perceives as President Carter's inertia, Wilson takes matters into his own hands, rallying the Appropriations Committee to double the aid allocated to the Afghan cause. Over subsequent years, Wilson orchestrates a clandestine campaign, leveraging his political clout to bolster funding for the Afghan insurgents, often operating beyond official sanction. By the late 1980s, the CIA molds a formidable Afghan militia numbering 150,000, adept in guerrilla tactics, including improvised explosives. Even after the Soviet retreat, U.S. support persists, despite intelligence linking one rebel faction to Saddam Hussein during the Gulf War. Notably, amidst the collapse of the Soviet Union and the fall of the Berlin Wall, Wilson steadfastly champions continued aid to the Afghan resistance, framing it as a broader struggle against communism. Despite mounting questions from the American public regarding Afghan sentiments towards the U.S., Wilson remains undeterred, securing further funding for the rebels, even amidst geopolitical shifts of the early 1990s. Understanding the plight of Afghan veterans post-Soviet withdrawal isn't arduous when considering their predicament. Left bereft of U.S. backing, they grapple with entrenched religious oppression. The narrative posits that the Afghans' apprehension stems, in part, from the unconventional tactics of Wilson and Avrakotos. These figures play a pivotal role in reshaping the American perception of the Afghans from freedom fighters to religious militants, albeit inaccurately. Crile highlights Wilson's erratic conduct, inadvertently fostering violent political leadership. Among his influential associates stands Pakistani dictator Zia-ul-Haq, adept at leveraging Wilson's funding for his own agenda. Zia, known for ousting his predecessor, forges a bond with Wilson, offering a base for U.S. Afghan operations while concealing his nuclear ambitions. In return, Wilson savors regal treatment during Middle Eastern visits, as observed firsthand by the author. Charlie Wilson's War thus unveils a surreal insight into political machinations, exposing how personal foibles of U.S. politicians often yield suboptimal solutions under the veneer of rational discourse. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Thank you.